Welcome back. Today we are going to continue the topic of Django. In our previous class, when we have seen that comprehension and all, already we agreed that in offline classes we will be discussing about Django. I don't think further we need anything to discuss. If there is anything to discuss, if we have time, we will see those things. Continuously online, offline, everything will be through Django topic as much as possible. We have to go a little bit fast. Now, in Python 3, most of the this book assumes that you have downloaded the Python software only, which is containing IDLE, Integrated Development and Learning Environment. It is called as IDLE. It is by default installed. It is a very simple integrated environment, and the Python language itself, the interpreter. It is installed by default. If you go to python.org website, you will find that you will be getting this type of things. But for our convenience, we are going for IDE like Spider. Why? Because completion is there, closing or opening brackets are there, lot of facilities are there. Somewhat the default Python IDLE is also same, but not that much sophisticated. But this PDF assumes that you are not working kind of IDE, just you have the Python that you have downloaded from your python.org. For example, if you are not comfortable with the textbook and going to Spider and all these things, you can install that one. That is also will work for you. Python, you download from Python.org and you can go for installation. Or otherwise, start PowerShell and try to see whether Python IDLE is working or not. Say for example, if you type IDLE, it is not recognizing the command. So we have to go to a Python. For example, I am typing Python. Python is recognized. Python is because I have already installed like this one Python. That is only text based. Everything will be from PowerShell. No IDE, nothing. If I want to do interactive mode, I have to do interactive mode. In case if I want, you can go to your main menu. If I type IDLE, it says that Python IDLE is available. This one I can use for scripting mode. This window I can use for scripting mode. New file. It will create. Now I can type the program. I can save. After that, as usual, I can go run module. Run module. This what is this one? This is nothing but given by the Python organization which developed the software. Most of the time, many of the book, when they don't want to concentrate on any IDLE type of stuff, they will not talk about anything about Spider or anything. Directly they will talk about this prompt. Now this PDF when you talk about, it assumes that you are not having anything except Python from the Python Microsoft Store or somewhere you have downloaded the Python. That's it. Okay. Now, as I show you from the command prompt, if I typed Python, you got that triple greater than symbol. You got it now from the symbol like this. This is the thing that he is talking about here. Am I confusing you, Manoj? There are two types of software. Language has no differences. One is the Python that you are using is one language. It is a separate file. To use that language, we used a tool called as Spider, Anaconda, everything. That is actually communicating with this language only. This interpreter is the one that is the heart of our concentration. Now what I'm talking about is you don't need Spider, Anaconda, this one, that one, nothing you don't need. Just you need the language, simple command prompt, simple IDE. That IDE is called as IDLE, Integrated Development and Learning Environment, where you can type the scripting code. That is GUI based. This is text based. This is text based. For example, I'm saying print uh, hello means it will print you as usual. Print hello. Interactive mode. This is interactive mode. In Spider, in the right side, down side, you are having that one. In the left side, you have the script mode. Here, it is two separate things. This is by default, it is coming. By default, this is the one it is coming. If you take the Spider's integrated environment, the Spider window displaying a interactive mode, it is not equal to this one. Little bit modified version. Little bit modified version. Okay. Now we assume that already we have installed this Python org software in our computer. We have installed. For Django to follow this PDF, better you go with that one. Okay. Now Python interactive mode, you know. Python project if you want to develop, you can. Okay. Python interactive mode, you know. Virtual environment. Something first, the important and foremost thing you have to understand about is virtual environments. What is in virtual environment? If you want to create a new project, say for example, you want to develop a web application or you want to develop a web site, we don't create the way we are imagining. We need a complete different thinking in Django. The approach of Django project creation is little bit different. It is not same like how you have done for desktop programs. It is console based program. Text only means console based. You can even by Python you can create GUI based. Everything is desktop based. It is desktop. But now we are not talking about desktop. We are talking about web. We discussed in our first class how complicated technologies are overlapping each other. It is a stack. It is a technology stack. Without that stack, we cannot develop a website to run in a web server. Okay. Now, what is virtual environment? If you have gone through, you could have understood that installing the latest version of Python and Django is the correct approach of a new project. But in the real world, it is common that existing to rely on older versions of each. Consider the following situation. Project A uses Django 2.2, but Project B uses Django 4. By default, Python and Django are installed globally on a computer, meaning it is quite a pain to install and reinstall different versions every time you want to switch between projects. Understand why we need virtual environment. Whatever I read is, it is why we need virtual environment. So for example, now today we started as a Django developers. Today is what is the version available? Say for example, Python version is something like 2. Django version is something like 2.2. We started to developed a software. Happily we installed it to a server. The website is running. After some days in the same system, daily you are not going to change the system. Are you going to change the system? 4 or 5 years you will be using. After 1 year, Python version is 3 now. Now it is 3. Django is 3.2. Now what you have to do? Uninstall, remove the project from your computer so that you can test the new project. Why? Only in one computer, one version can run. Multiple version, how is it possible to run? Because software is same software. For example, in a one computer, you cannot have Windows 95 at the same time installing on the top Windows 2000. Thing is there, but it is not for Windows and Windows. Usually, people will do for Windows, Linux, Windows, Ubuntu, two operating system. Say, for example, you have Office software. Microsoft Office is running, 2000 is running, 95 is running, 98 running. Whatever version I need, no, it is not possible. Go with anyone. Go with anyone. That is called as upgradation. Upgradation means that is a very nice thing to happen. Old version is updated to a new version. But what happened to the old version? It is gone. What happened to your project? It is not a simple word processor document. It is a project that you have developed depending on the facilities of Python 2 and Django 2.2 that will may or may not run in the new version. Maybe some things might have deprecated, some new things has been changed. So what will happen to our project? Project will not work. One simple solution is for one project, for Django project, one computer. At a time, you have 10 customers means you need 10 computers. You are not going to get that much money that you are investing in 10 computers. What is the solution? Very simple solution. It's very powerful solution. Virtual environment. Physically, it is not available. Virtually, it is available. Please try to understand the difference, opposite difference of virtual and physical. For example, uh, I'm talking with Vinay in a video call online. I'm sitting in my home and he's sitting in his home and we are happily chatting. What is this type of conversation? Physically, I'm seeing you physically live in this second. What is happening? You are showing, see my clock, see my calendar. Everything is live. Everything is what is happening here. Same thing. We say that we met, not physically, virtually. The way if I could have sit in the drawing room, the way I could have interacted with you, similarly I interacted online with the help of technology. It is called as not physical, it is virtual. Same thing we are doing here in computer. In one computer, for Django and Python, we will tell them that for our project is the problem, right? Our project is running, you create an environment. You create a environment surrounding that. Here you see Python 2 is there. Here you see Django 2.2 is there. Happily your project will run. In the same computer, create another environment. Create another environment. Another version of Django 3.2. Another version of Python 3. Create a new project. This project and that project will not be disturbed. This will happily run. That will also happily run. Because it is having its own Django and Python version. It is having its own Django and Python version. This is the concept. In the beginning itself, student will not understand. Django, as soon as they start the course about virtual environment, without creating virtual environment, you cannot start Django. As soon as the student we start talking about virtual environment, they will fail to understand. Please try to elaborate. I have given the explanation, necessary explanation. I hope you can make sense of this. Yes or no? Okay. Now you tell me, you know, that fish is living in water bodies, lake, river, ocean, like sea, etc. You are not creating an environment as if it is like lake, as if it is ocean, as if it is like river. In your houses, you are not having your own fish bowl, what it is called as bowls. Yeah, aquarium is it is there, right? So what are you doing? We know that I cannot bring and I cannot make me in my bedroom. It will not going. It is not going to live. I have to create an environment which is suitable for the fish to live. That is what I am doing. Sometimes you could have seen dirty new rain, dirty water. Some fishes are there. In my childhood, I have seen that. We will take, by cloth, you will take some fish. You will bring in 2 days, it will die because you didn't create an environment where it is required. What it is required. Clean water, I kept very pure. Drinking water, no, it is not required. Drinking water is not required for the fish because it needs altogether a different environment. For example, pole bear, Karadi, Trima, Manoj, pole bear. You are saying that pole bear I will bring to, for example, Narsimha is saying, I will bring two pole bear from Atlantic Ocean and I will keep it in Nellore. What will happen, Narsimha? We know we are human beings. Our common sense says that Pole bear will not live in my native. For example, in my native, if I bring, it will die. Why it is dying? Temperature means it is related to what? Environment is not suitable. This is what, my friend, even virtual environment. Your project has to live. It is running based on Django and Python. Whichever the version of Python and Django you used, keep with that project altogether. Keep with that project. Happily it will live. As soon as you change, it will not live. Most of the time, Python is not a problem. Django will create problem. Python will have backward compatibility. Something called as backward compatibility. What do you mean by backward compatibility? For years and years, for 10 years, 15 years, you can run the old program in the latest version. Happily it will support. Take C++. C++ is a very latest language. What about C? It is 30, 40 years old language. Fine. Is it running in C++? Yes, happily it is running. It is called as backward compatibility. Backward compatibility. So Python is not having any problem, but who will be having the problem? Django is having the problem. So every time what we are going to do, you need dirty water, I will give dirty water for that fish. You need pure aquarium, okay, I will give that one. You need sea water, I will bring that sea water and I will give it to you. Because you are supposed to live in the environment of sea water. If I maintain this one, we say that we created virtual environment. Is this anything new concept is available here? If you compare with our real world, already this is the thing that God has created. We are going to implement it in computer. Now, coming to the point, fortunately, now we discussed Django 2 and Django 3 projects will not work together in the same system. Fortunately, there is a straightforward solution. What is that? Virtual environments allow you to create and manage separate environment for each Python project on the same computer. There are many areas of software development that are mostly hotly debated, but using virtual environment for Python development is not one. You should use a dedicated virtual environment for each new Python project. There are several ways to implement virtual environment, but the simplest with the when virtual environment. Virtual when VENV. Are you seeing that? VENV. Module already installed as part of Python 3 standard library. To try it out, navigate to the existing ch1 setup directory on your directory, Windows. For example, already we have created, we didn't create, we will start creating now. You can go to this directory, create a virtual environment within this new directory, use the format python mvnv, name of the environment. Name of the environment. Again, I am telling you what is the paragraph. Please read this paragraph carefully. The first paragraph. Got it now? Yes? Okay. Now what are we going to do? Let's create a virtual environment in our computer. Let's start creating. Whatever I gave you the explanation, it is lengthy explanation. Only if from my experience I understood that virtual environment is a difficult thing to imbibe. So I made it, I hope I made it clear. Now, what is the function? Exit function. Okay. What is this prompt? This is also one another confusion. What is this prompt called as? Can you give me call for this name? Something prompt is coming. This is called as prompt. Prompt means a place in front of which you are typing the command and executing. Prompt. Okay. Now CLS command M is the prompt where I typed and I executed. Clear the screen. Okay, fine. What is the name of this prompt? C colon Windows System 30. It is called as in text based because the new generation is not knowing about this command line interface. That's why I need to give this the current generation this additional explanation, because we are very accustomed to the GUIs, graphical user interface. Okay, whatever you are seeing in the screen is called as path. Path means you are in a path. First go to C, after that go to Windows folder. Inside that Windows folder, system32, where I am seeing now. Okay, fine. Where is your document files? Where is your document file? CD, come out. Now I am standing in the C. After that, users. After that, LR match. This is the username. You can press the tab. One or two later, after that, press tab. Immediately, it will code completion will happen. Code completion will happen. Actually, this is for right from the age-old practice. Press tab, code will complete. This is the thing in GUI they have implemented now. Got it now? Now, for example, if you see my directory, lot of directories are there. I will go to download. Uh, so CD downloads it is. Yes, downloads. This is having lot of things. I don't need anything. I'm using CLS. Now I'm standing in. You can go to any place. Usually you experiment in a place where you are permitted to create files. If you go to Windows folder, it will create problem for you. Maybe you started PowerShell without admin password. It will get problem. Okay. Now, what they are doing is in the desktop or in the OneDrive desktop code CH chapter 1 setup. Chapter 1 chapter 1 setup. For example, make directory. Say for example, I'm also creating ch1. What is the name of the directory I created? ch1. It is nothing but directory means folder. I created folder. What is the command? mkdir. Make a new directory. That is make directory. Okay. Now how can I go to that one? ch1. Okay, I got it. Now what after that? What are they doing? You see the command. Are you able to see the command? Python. The m is called a switch or parameter to the command. That command requires some additional information to process. Python is a command. Python is nothing but the language. You can give it to module. M refers to module. What is the name of the module? VENV. Virtual environment. Shortcut. Name of the environment. Name of the environment. This is the command we are going to create. Develop to choose a proper environment, but common choice is to call it .venv. Usually, if you put it is not visible. Anything dot. If you go to GUI will hide that. The Unix practice is this is a Unix practice. If any folder starts with the dot, if any file name starts with dot, it will be hidden. It will be hidden. Just to experiment. This is not something I'm talking about Python. It is I'm talking about the operating system, Windows behavior. Every time you have to create an environment called as .venv. The same package name, but you have to add .venv and venv has got no connection at all. The whole world is following some mechanism. We will follow that. VENV is the name of the module. .venv is the name of your virtual environment you are creating inside a particular folder. If another folder, if you create another virtual environment with the same name, they are two environments. Yes or no? See, folder 1 .venv you created. You go to another folder, folder 2. You created .venv, same. Will it exist or not? It is existing. See, in document you have two folders. Same file you can copy in two places or not. In one folder you cannot create the same name file. But in two, possible. This is what we are going to do now. Okay? Now, See the command dot BENB. Set execution policy. Execution policy. Just you can type this one for if you are getting any problem, you have to execute this command also. Just copy paste this command. If you need more explanation, we can give you later. But here, or in the downside, it seems it is in the downside. Okay. Now I'm going. What is the command? Okay, it is having a space. This is the PENV command module. What is the name of the environment? PENV. It takes some time. Now, what is happening? My friends, what is happening? For our friends, uh, you are creating a virtual environment. You are creating a virtual environment like this. It means that just imagine the same example every time. I want to make my fish to live. I will bring the same water. I will bring little bit mud from there. I will bring some small plants from there. Put it everything the environment is created. This is what now it is doing. Now you see, silently it is over. Now I am saying DIR. Is it available? It says this. It is available. Now I am saying cd.venv. Did you create anything like this? Include, live, script, all are folders. PyVenv dot configuration file, everything has. This is called as bringing the mud, bringing the plant, bringing the proper water. Every environment is ready now. When I go to that environment, I found all these materials are ready now. Now, now, what we are going to do in Windows, you are going to execute this command after going to scripts. Activate PS1. CD. Scripts available. Script folder available. So I can say CD scripts. Okay. Now, what is the command? Activate dot. Yes. Oh, sorry. Why don't you tell me, my dear? Now you are telling me. Sorry, sorry, Somashekar. Now, shall I repeat you? Now, what I did, Somashekar? Yeah. See, first I created a ch1 directory. I I went to that directory ch1, and after that python mvenv dot venv is something that I'm creating a virtual environment by this command. Okay, okay, Somashekar. Okay. Now, after creating this environment, I entered inside the environment. After that, I'm going to see what are the things that has been created by the module, VENV module, inside the virtual environment. I understood that everything is ready for my environment. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm saying activate PS1. Activate PS1. Now, I'm saying activate PS1. Now, what happened, you see? What is the difference you found out now? dot venv. Now you are not in the Windows prompt. Now you are not in the first prompt I asked you. Now what is this path? C colon something. That is Windows prompt. Now this is your virtual environment prompt. This is your virtual environment prompt. Whatever the command you type here, it will be executed by the environment. I just activated the environment. I activated the environment. Okay. What is the command? Every time, these few commands, if you remember, every time you are going to repeat this for the same thing. Now, you see, to deactivate, what is the command? Hmm? PS1 script file. It is a Python script file. Python script 1. Now, if you want to close that one, you have to use deactivate because you want to come back now. You want to, for example, I want to come back. To activate, I need a code. To close, I don't need anything because this command, who knows? Environments command. Just if I say activate, deactivate yourself, I'm telling not Windows. I'm telling whom? A virtual environment I'm talking about. Yes. Now, see the difference between the two prompt. Before it was environment prompt. Now it is Windows prompt. For example, I'm using by arrow key. You can recall the commands, right? Up and down the arrow key. Every time you don't need to type. Activate, right? Activated. Now I'm saying make directory test. Is it working or not? It is working. Okay. For example, what is the del or remove directory? What is the command? Test del directory. Now it is in script mode. Where is the disk, activate.ps2, ps1 file? Is it available? The file available? We are in the script mode. If you want, you can come out altogether also. Now also you are in. Now also you are in the same virtual environment. Now you are saying deactivate. Where did I create? Users. After that, LR mat. After that, downloads. After that, ch1. After that, yes or no? This is the place I created. Now I am coming back to the same place. Got it now? So far it is clear? Okay, fine. Now we will move on. What I am talking about is I created, so far whatever we discussed, we understood what is virtual environment, why it is required for me. How to create is nothing but a tutorial. How to do this one, how to do this one. That is tutorial. Why is very important if you are learning. Why is important? If you are learning. Why we need virtual environment? What is virtual environment in Python and Django combination? Number three, how we are creating a virtual environment? How the prompt looks like? What is the difference between a operating system prompt and virtual prompt? How we are deactivating the prompt? We know all the steps. Now you tell me, without this one, if you want to create a new, if you want to start a new project in the Django project, what you will do? You want to start a new project. What you will do? Tell me the just you don't need to remember the command. Even you can text one or two time. If you practice, you will remember. Just tell me the steps in words. First, I will create a folder for the new project. After that, I will create the new environment. After that, activate the environment. Do all the development activities. Do all the development activities, Django development. After that, close the environment, deactivate. Deactivate. Now, specifically, what are the two commands you have to remember? First command to create the environment, Python module, venv, name of the environment. Name of the environment can be .abcd also, okay. But everyone uses a name called as .benv. The same name of the module, but additionally one dot. It is nothing but a variable name. It is a variable name. That's it. Okay. What is the command for deactivation? We don't call any module deactivate come. No. Already we are in the environment. So just if you say deactivate, it will work. Okay. Now I will show you another thing. What it says? What it says? I'm saying deactivate. It is not a command. It says Windows says it is not my command. Why? You are not inside any environment. You are in the Windows prompt. Please try to understand. Every time you will be doing a mistake, whether you are the left edge, the left corner should show you the green color environment name. Then only you are inside the environment. If it is not, you cannot deactivate. Deactivate is not a Windows command, so it is not understanding. If you are inside the environment, it could have understood yours. Okay. Now I'm going to start that script. After that, activate two files are there. Bat file is there, PS1 is there. Not the bat one, you have to activate with the help of which one? PS1. Now environment is ready. Now what we will do, after that you have to install the Django. Python pip install. Is this command is different for you? PowerShell, when I was telling you, I told you the command. How to install a module? This is the command. Same command you use, not commonplace. You have to use in the environment, right? This is the lifeline of your project, right? Who is the lifeline? So now, dry. Somewhat you put mud, somewhat you put grass, but you didn't pour the water. Django is the water for your fish. Fish is your project. Got it, the analogy? Okay. Now I'm going to Django installation. You will be surprised. It is not going to take lot of time. It is a very small code base only. Now you see Django equal to 4. No, approximately equal to 4. You have to specify like this. Python module pip. Python pip is a module that installs the Django. Not only Django, pip is the default package installer. Python, what is package installer for Python? Pip means what? Package installer for Python. Pip. It is a software. Now I am giving enter. Django approximately, because have you seen what is the Django available in the 3.9? But already he is giving 4 means already should be available now. Current version of Django. Hmm? 4. Yes, 4.1, yes. 4.13, April 2023 they have released. Yes. Hmm? Yeah, 4.13. Yes, you are right. Got it? Got it now? Yeah. Now I'm going back. 4.1 I will not give 4.1 and all. Just shall we try 4.1? 4.1 shall we try? I'm giving enter. How many MB it is saying? First it is 8 point Django none any WH by 8 MB. Another is 42 MB KB. It is nothing but 8 MB. Already completed install downloading. Completed downloading. For your information, whenever you create a new project, each project you have to install Django. For each project, you cannot say that why I need it, because version problem is there. No, no, I will maintain only one Django. Then you maintain only one project. In your computer, how many you will end up with several Django installation in your computer. That installation is not big. That installation is not big. It's very small framework, but it can do a lot of things. We are going to explore. Yes, yes.
We install just the Django, sir. We just install.
Yeah, it will install. It is called as a module, right? See, if you remove this one, if you remove this M and Python, this command will work from the PowerShell.
Yes.
Okay, don't worry about this warning. Successfully installed. Don't worry about the warning, and we will come to this yellow. There is no red sign. It is yellow warning. Red is error. Error means you cannot continue. Warning means you can continue. Okay. Django you installed Vinay, it will accept. But that is not the environment where we are working. We are not going to install, and we don't need Anaconda. Why I am telling you this one? You should not think that to develop a Django project, I need Anaconda, I need Spider, I need this many software. Then only you don't need anything. Only Django Python. That's it. You don't need anything. The raw fact is what? Django and Python. That's it. You don't need anything. Everything is available with the Python and Django to do your project development. Okay. Now moving on. Now you install. Probably you can give pip install upgrade. You might see warning message about updating pip after running these commands. Yes. It is always good to be on the latest version of software and to remove the annoying warning message each time you use pip. You can either copy paste the command to run Python M pip install upgrade pip to be on the latest version. Pip is pip has to be the warning is who is giving this warning? Pip is giving. Now I am giving the command. Yeah, yeah. But it is there is no difference, right? 22.04, 24. Maybe in my system, I don't know where I installed. Yeah, it is different directory. It is not available here. Pip is having in a different directory. This is the Django software. Now you see successfully installed 22.31, the latest one. Now, you know, Vinay, now I installed in my environment. That is the Django software. Directly you cannot use. It is not visible to you. Django is not visible to you. Whatever you saw installed successfully, you got the message now. It is a software piece. Say for example, the powerful things are not visible.
App.
Django app, yes.
That want to use.
Anything, nothing. I'm telling you, everything is wrapper. Wrapper means what? Beautiful chocolate is everything is coffee chocolate is coffee chocolate. They will make beautiful wrapping, they will do labeling, they will tying, all the wrappers. Whatever you talk about, I'm talking about the naked truth. Whatever you talk about, this is the two thing you need to develop a Django project. Whatever additional thing is there, it is up to you to decide whether to use or not. All are wrappers. Inside what is in the heart of that any software, what is available? Again, it is available, the Django framework. Okay, now I got it. Now, next time you will not get because pip command is upgraded. Let's start a new Django project. First Django. project. Django admin. What is the command in the environment you have to type? Please don't forget the dot symbol. It is not a mistake. It is not a mistake. Whatever you are seeing the dot, here you see he is explaining. You should add the period dot. It is required for this command. Now let me, I copied the command. Django admin. Django admin means a software is having two phases. For any software, there are two phases are there. You can do everything admin. You can do limited thing and you can take benefit. You can become a customer and take the service. You are a user. You are a user. Usually, yes, a system may have one or two admins. There can be millions of users. There can be millions of users. For a website, one or two admins are there, but millions of billions of users are there. This is what we are going to create a project means nobody can create except the Django admin. So we need what command? Django admin. This Django admin command is belonging to the environment. Environment command. This VENV module is helping us to create the environment. Third thing you have to understand, Django is there, Python is there, fine. But who is maintaining and helping us to create the environment and to create the project? VENV module is helping us. This Django admin is whose command? Environment command. Environment command belongs to whom? Module. It is not Django command. It is not Django command. Okay. Django admin is the name of the command. Start project is the command that whether to start the project, whether to stop the project, whether to delete the project, whatever the action you will be. Django admin is having lot of commands like this. See, I'll show you some example. Now, further it is coming. We will, before completing, we have to successfully run a Django project. Okay. Now I'm going to create a project, my friends. Now, summarily, you have to, before going, you have to tell me what are the commands we did. Very few commands we created a project. Our website is running. Our website is running. Now, this one. What is the name of the project? Django project dot. Dot is available. Please don't forget dot is required. Django admin start a project. The name of the project should be Django project dot, and the project is created with the name Django project. Before this folder was available?
Django project.
Before available?
Before,
Before it was not available. Before it was not. Now we created. Yes? Okay, fine. Now after that, if you go through, because it will not show you the tree layout is also possible. If you take this one, Django project is having a folder called as Django project. That folder is containing some files called as init.py. You know init.py. Init.py means what? Constructor. And ASGI.py. We will come back to this all this thing. Settings.py, URLs.py, WSG